Okay, guys, so I'm gonna go to my research process. During the research process, before I used to just get stuff from Google. I would just copy and paste it and cite them. I wouldn't look at them. I wouldn't see if they were wrong. I wouldn't do all these things. So what I learned in this class is that not all sources are credible. Some are just BS, and also I can disagree with some of the secondary sources as well as criticize them. Last year I would just not I wouldn't take secondary sources that serious as well. And this year I wanted to show you what Bonnie showed us, a crap worksheet. It helps you organize and figure out if the source is credible or not. So the date is one thing that's very important. I think if it's outdated, it wouldn't work. It's less credible. If it's peer reviewed is something that they check. So people from the professors check it and make sure that it's credible as well. And if it's peer reviewed, that means they've checked it. Another thing that I also wanted to show y'all is a gap. A gap is something that the people from your secondary sources, their research, their primary research, and something that they didn't do that you're doing. So I found a gap in all these articles containing no information on students who can say they took the survey. In my research, I want to show proof that I did use real people in my primary research. Another gap that I found is that they didn't state their majors. I also want to change the perspective of cell phone use, if it's positive or negative. So on my research questions, on my gaps, on one of the gaps that they did that I wanted to do was that this chart here, I stated their major, if they're male or female, and their names, their phone numbers. So I had 10 people, and these guys are real. You could call them just to make sure, and well, that's one thing that I wanted to do for that. So I'm going to go to question 6. Question 6 is learning with your peers. So this semester, I learned a lot with my peers. We did a lot of group work that cut the things in half, the time, the work. And last semester I did things on my own, which was something that was really stressful. And working as a group really did benefit me a lot. So in this folder that we have some folders here. And here's the folders, and then from there we go to this place, the student folders, and me and my group, which is me, Oscar, Victor, and Alex, came up with this name, Flaming Turtles. The folder contains all of our work together, and so like an example, the articles that we have, this is Oscar's article. This is one of the ones that he did. And then as well as mine, I have some of mine, some of Victor's. And it really did help us, like how I said earlier, that it just benefits us. And well, another thing that I also did with my group is with our primary research, I did a research project, my bad. And so what I did was a index card, which is something that I did for teachers. It's a checklist for note cards for the students, and it was instructions on how to use it. I have the physical index cards as well, but I don't have that with me right now. But I wanted to also go back to the peer review, number 7. So in my essay, I had more of these comments, but I just deleted most of them. They should be there, but during the process of my peer feedback, I wanted to change my question to a more visual perspective. So I trusted in my peers. They told me to make a table and that'll help me. So before I didn't have this. I didn't have these two tables. I had a bunch of writing like this, just writing. So I thought I wanted to get a more visual perspective, so I decided to do these two graphs, which are the questions, the 9 questions that I asked to the college students, and then I also specified on who they are, their numbers and stuff, like I always said earlier, which made it a lot more neater and more visual. And before, I didn't even get this type of feedback. Last semester, I would just get a bunch of grammar corrections, and well, Bonnie really enforced us to not just fix the essay, more of revising it, because there's a difference between editing and revising. And well, this is a great revise. Editing is something like this, you editing this, that's nothing. Revising is helping the person do better in their essay. So that's what I believe that I learned from these 3 things.